You know, from the time I was a child, I noticed something. No matter someone's race, religion, status, or culture, people were the same. They laughed the same, they cried the same, they got hurt, felt joy, felt pain, just like I did. And as I grew and started to understand the human body, I saw it even more clearly. Whether you believe in Jesus, Allah, or Hanuman, your heart still pulls in deoxygenated blood in one ventricle and pumps out oxygenated blood in the next. Whether you were born in the Gaza or in the Caribbean, your brain is still divided into two hemispheres, one for logic and one for creativity. Whether you are an Aboriginal elder in Australia or a fisherman in Scotland, you inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Same breath, same blood, same biology. I began to realize what we call difference is mostly a script we were handed. Race, that's a social construct. Scientifically, it holds no weight. The Human Genome Project confirmed that all humans share 99.9% of the same genetic code. In fact, there's more genetic variation between individuals of the same so-called race than between people of different races. So what are we fighting over? We've built entire systems on surface level traits like skin color, hair texture, or the language our ancestors spoke. But the deeper I looked, the more I realized we've been taught to obsess over outer layers and ignore the inner life. You see, when we speak about the human body, we often stop at biology, but that's just one layer. The human anatomy includes something far more subtle: consciousness, spirit. Neuroscientists like Dr. Lisa Miller have shown in her work that humans are biologically wired for spirituality, and she calls it our innate capacity for transcendent awareness. In The Awakened Brain, she demonstrates how spiritual experience actually changes brain structure and improves resilience, meaning, and clarity of purpose. And she's not alone in this. Dr. Pin van Lommel, a cardiologist, he studied near-death experiences and concluded that consciousness is not produced by the brain, but received through it like how a radio picks up signals. Dr. Dean Radin of the Institute of Noetic Sciences has shown through rigorous experiments that human intention can influence physical systems. Quantum physics has echoed this too. Everything is energy, frequency, vibration. So if the hardware of the body is universal, then the software, the animating spirit, the consciousness, it must be universal as well. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. Nature doesn't create unity in the body and division in the soul. And ancient traditions knew this long before the scientists started to caught up with it. The Egyptians spoke of the Ka and the Ba, two aspects of the soul. The Vedas describes the Atman, which is the divine spark in all human beings. The Christians spoke of the Holy Spirit indwelling in the temple of the body. The Sufis described the Ruh, which is the breath of God. The Kabbalists spoke of Neshama, the higher soul. And the Dogons, the Hopi, the Zulu, each culture with their own terms, their own maps, but pointing to the same source. Different names, same essence. These weren't primitive myths. They were encrypted truths, attempts to describe the invisible. And yet today, we argue over who's right, and if spirit is a specific nationality belonging to one flag, one doctrine, one name. Even neuroscience is now leaning into what the mystics always said. Consciousness might not come from the brain at all. It might exist outside of it, a feel, a force, a source. And if that's true, then our secret texts, our religious systems are not the truth themselves. They are translations, expressions of the same longing filtered through culture and time. Just like different languages describe the same basic human needs: love, hunger, wonder. Religions, all of them, describe the same inner questions. What are we? Where did we come from? So let's really reflect on this. What is Krishna? if not the Christ in a different dialect. Christ from the Greek word Christos, and you see Christos and the phonetics Krishna. What is the tree of life in Kabbalah, if not the same inner ladder represented by the chakras of the East? What are the 7 heavens in Islam? The 7 seals of revelation, the 7 chakras of yoga, if not symbolic roadmaps of the ascent of consciousness. We've been fighting over the signs and missing the direction they're pointing to. So maybe, just maybe, the only true religion is the human experience itself. And maybe God, soul, spirit, light, is not interested in which path you took, but whether you remembered that you were never separate in the first place. If we can accept that everyone is built the same, then we must begin to see that every soul comes from the same light. And maybe then we'll stop fighting over temples and start honoring the temple within. Hope you get this.